in, buddy. You ready to rock and roll, Ken?
Yeah.
Dang, we only got one spot.
I don't even fit. Well, if you'd done the work, you'd have trusted it. But when you didn't do the work and you find leaks and stuff, and especially electrical.
I think I would rather do the electrical and the mechanical stuff than do the body work.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know why. I would get hear this if I was driving. Oh, thanks.
Oh
All right, let's see if she'll fire back up. Whoa! All right, Ken. Let's go for a little cruise. Don't be afraid to film yourself. Oh, all right. First trip to the fuel station is a success. And I have a story and a half for the viewers today. My American-made muscle car was not restored in America. There's a reason why this keychain says Dubai on it. Let me get back to the house. We'll go for a cruise with old Ken here. You guys don't know Ken, he's the guy that sold me his 24 valve. But we're gonna take this thing for a rip around the block. And then I'll have to share that story with you guys, because it's probably the most exciting part of buying this car, is to actually learn the story of where the car's been and who worked on it and everything. Could have done with a little cleaning on the windshield, just a touch. Your side looks better than mine. But we only have air conditioning on this car. That further explains where this car came from. We got no heat. And it's, I don't know, I don't think it's 40 degrees. Not quite out there, but sweatshirt weather. Even the old cowboy's wearing a sweatshirt. Boone, he's always got a shirt on. When she cruises at 55, 60 mile an hour, we're guessing. We don't have a speedometer. We got some stuff to work on. It's actually, for having that big of an engine, it's not that loud in here.
no, it's not.
Cruising at 2100 RPM, the torque converter, they don't lock back in the day. It stalls out quite a bit higher. Fun car.
Actually, I think you need some cutouts.
It's not that loud in here, huh?
Buddy, 1, 2, 3, go.
All right, we're good. All right, so I don't even remember how I started that last one, but it was pretty good, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Car, black. We need to say something. Okay, made it back to the house. Official shakedown run of the new car was a success. We took it for a drive the other day to make that video, but I didn't really get to just drive the car and enjoy it. And the more I get to drive it, the more I get to learn it and just build a little confidence in the car, because it is a 50-year-old car. But the more confidence I have, the more stoked I get about buying this old girl. And it's like when you're a little kid and you just get a brand new dirt bike. If it's bad weather and you can't go for a ride, you just go out to the garage and just look at it, make sure nobody's messing with it and it's still there. But the days that you get to actually go out and take it for a burn, they're awesome. They're like the definition of priceless. And the more we got to drive tonight, took it, got fuel, oil pressure, temperature and everything was good. I started to actually have fun with it, and that's what it's all about. You work for everything, and to actually have something to go out and have fun and enjoy is something else. But today I want to give like a story time of this car in general and my experience and history with this car also, because it's just not your typical American muscle car. It's not like something that's always been in America that I've come to find out. But my history with Dodge in general, people have asked me before, why Dodge? Why not Ford? Why not anything else? And it's because Mopar, like Dodge Challenger and Charger, that's where it all started from. These Dodge diesels were just easier to get. They're cheaper. In comparison, this car compared to a 12 valve, you'd have to get a really, really mean 12 valve to compare it to the price range of these dang cars. You know, that's a different subject. We won't go into that. But I've always wanted Dodge, and Dodge Cummins are easy because I can actually make money with it. But thank you to you guys. You make this an easier reality for me to buy one of these now for my own enjoyment and for me to make content for you guys. And it's a good change of pace. But back in the day, everybody grew up watching Duke Boys. Everybody knows generally that was the initial car that I wanted. But I want a 68 all blacked out just like this. That was my dream car, and I've been looking for a long time. But like I've told you guys before, if you got a goal in mind and you never actually make that goal happen, you're lying to yourself, you're lying to everybody, you're telling the story. And just because I got a Challenger, not a Charger, doesn't mean I'm lying. Like, the plan was to get a Charger first and then get a Challenger. But it just happened to be, when I grew up, I was always around a Challenger. Got to ride around one when I was a kid. My uncle had a 72 Challenger with a 512 big block in it. This car looks like a 70, but it's actually a 72. They changed front clip. My uncle no longer has his 72 Challenger anymore. And I seen this one for sale on Craigslist. They've done a bunch of body work. It looks completely different. And I thought, what the heck? You know, this is a 72, just the same. It's got a 512 big block in it. That's what they advertised. And I was like, man, maybe that's the same car. So I went down there, took a look at it. We ended up buying it. And the way the deal worked and the way the car was sitting, it was, I couldn't pass it up. Just put it that way. Like, we skipped on the Charger for now, but by the end of this year, I'd like to get a Charger as well. But I didn't know if this thing was actually my uncle's old car, the car that I rode around in when I was a kid. Until the other day, somebody really solidified the fact that it definitely is not my uncle's old car, because this thing, I had some telltale signs underneath the dash. It might have been purple. My uncle's car was yellow. Sadly, I couldn't find any photos of my uncle's old rig. It's sold, gone, no idea where it's at. And then I started getting some weird comments and DMs, Instagram, about this car. And it turns out, it used to be purple, 318 car, and it went and lived in Dubai for a little while and got restored. Let's walk over here. There's one thing, because the guy I bought it from somebody else a couple hours away. He mentioned vaguely something about Dubai, and I didn't really catch it. I didn't really pay too much attention because I was like, whatever. But it's got a keychain that says Dubai, and when I saw that, I was like, that's kind of funny. And now that everybody's been telling me, the guy that shipped the car, the guy that owned the car, they've all sent me videos of this thing in its past life.
Check this out. You would not believe that is my black car. It was purple, like I guessed at one time, but originally it was white. Not quite as rare as black or purple. It being white is kind of a standard, but I was just so much in shock when I saw these earlier photos of the car, and the fact that these guys reached out to me. The guy's Instagram that owned the car was 440 SRT. He sent me a couple stills. He didn't have too many of the car before he restored it, but you see there, nice purple before and after, and the black is just so mean. It's got a nice metallic to it. It's apparently the same paint code for a 2017 Dodge Challenger. Look at it, all on display in a pretty looking fancy place. The exhaust back when he had it about a year ago or so was kicked out before the rear tire. Whoever got it when they bought it stateside, they ran a full exhaust out the back, so it's pretty nice. But now she's over here doing some pretty nice burnouts. This thing is so much fun to drive. There's another shot of it sitting in Dubai. The guy sent me a few clips firing it up. Sound just as good over there as it did here. But this is the last shot, I believe, before it got shipped off. It's even funny, too, because the guy that shipped the car, I think USA GMC was his name on Instagram and YouTube. He even sent me a photo of the car in the shipping container being shipped back to Cali.
So definitely not my uncle's old car, but the fact that it's a 72 Challenger with a 512 mag in it is something else. But we're going to be going through this car quite a bit more. There is some weird wiring underneath the dash. Like I said, when you're driving around, it does not have a heater. Typically, every car in existence always came with a heater, you know, like a decent modern-ish car, and they didn't have an air condition. Air condition was the option, but it's backwards on this one. They didn't care about a heater. That's opposite of here, I would say. So, no heat in this thing. So driving around, in wintertime like we did today, it was fun. We were smiling, but we were cold. So this thing's got upgraded pulley and stuff on the front, power steering, full disc brakes, no heater. They plumbed the air conditioning in through the firewall through the old heater core lines. So little things like that really were like, when I first saw that, I was like, what, that doesn't make no sense. But if we went to Dubai, they're always warm. They want to get cool. And so it's funny because normally you buy an old rig like this, or buy anything, unless you buy it from your buddy, like your truck, you don't know the history at all on it. Because the guy I bought it from just bought it because he saw it and he was like, oh, I kind of like that car. He never drove it. It just sat in his driveway. He drove it like a couple times, I guess. But to actually find out this thing was officially in Dubai for a little while and restored over there. But I mean, the attention to detail on some things that they did, they replaced all the factory bolts with stainless and stuff like that. Just kind of makes you go, you know, they got upgraded radiator, electric fans, power steering, billet, big block. It's got throttle body, so it's electronic fuel injected. It's got Holley Sniper on it. They've done quite a bit of things to this car, but the more I start to learn, like I said, I've got to do a couple things. For one, that really sucks, this thing does not have the pedal for the high beam. You got to hunt it down, and it's on the side here. But the interior is, I mean, you can go in there, show them there. No button on the side or on the foot. It's one of these. It's this guy here. That's your high beam. And then your flashers. Yeah. So, new tires and wheels will be here tomorrow. The new suspension is sitting right here on the side. Don't worry about that. You guys will see that when it comes. But I just wanted to share with you guys the weirdness of the history of this car, because you think American-made muscle, like the guy I spoke to about buying a General Lee that was restoring them, he said this time last year that he had 100 cars in his inventory that he was either restored and was ready to sell, or however it went. But he said this year he's only got 15. Like, the muscle cars are being shipped. Somebody in Australia bought 80 Mopars or whatever it was and shipped them over there. So apparently American-made muscle isn't leaving America. We might have to too.
Along with everything else.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end that video here. Hopefully that worked out. We got to go throw some stuff off the truck. But everybody, like the video, share it, comment below your dream muscle car. I want to hear about it, how everything worked with this one. Financially, I couldn't pass it up, so we got room to work later on this year. Fingers crossed for a Charger. And subscribe to the channel. See ya.